on.
And we're on.
What's up, everyone?
What's going on?
Hey, I'm Leigh. I'm the daughter.
I'm Lori. I'm the mom.
Good morning.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I just want to say that we have almost been filming and recording for almost a year now.
Yeah.
And because of scheduling conflicts, this is the first time we've had to record in the morning.
Yeah, so we're all three of us. And you know what? I'm going to say four because Nanook too, we come alive at night.
We are not morning people.
We are not morning people. We normally record at like 1 a.m.
Yeah. Like 10 or 11 is early for us.
Right.
Yeah, and because we have a full day.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah. And we're, the most fun at night.
We're the most fun at night, but hey, I've already
This is going to be a long one, guys. Buckle up.
I've already downed a few cups of coffee.
I know, we're on our second cup. We've never really talked about that. We're kind of like coffee freaks.
We are.
How do you like yours?
I love it.
A little I love it. Just simply, how do you take it?
Oh, how do I take my coffee?
Yeah.
Whatever way I can get it. No.
Through an IV drip.
So it was very serendipitous that we then ended up here in Seattle, the coffee capital of the world.
We're big on coffee. There's little coffee shops everywhere.
Everywhere, which suits me just fine.
Yeah.
And we found a favorite. It's called Bigfoot Java.
Oh my God, I know.
And it's delish.
Yeah, and their mascot is like a little Bigfoot walking in the woods. It's the cutest thing ever.
I know. Yeah, so here it is, morning.
And this might be interesting. We've done like drunk Uncle Bob's, and now we're doing like, where are we? What time is it? I'm still in my pajamas.
You're still in your pajamas.
You look like a fucking vampire over there.
Well,
she's wearing her sunglasses.
I have my sunglasses. The light is too bright. What kind of sorcery is this? Yeah. So I thought, hey, if I have to be up in the morning, I might as well, I might as well just go with it and have a little fun with it. I've got my Lost Boys t-shirt on and I've got my sunglasses on because I'm feeling like a bit of a vampire this morning.
I like that.
The light is hurting my eyes.
It does. Like I really hate the morning.
Yeah.
I feel the most powerful at night, and I would just I'm known to be a little mean in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, you know what? Well, this one, I step a toe out of my door in the morning, and you got to give me like 15, 20. Okay? I'm just trying to wake up. I need the coffee. And she's trying to tell me, her life story the second I step my toe out of the door, and she's like, and I'm like, girl, shut it. Shut your mouth.
That's everything that was like rolling around in my noggin the night before and while I was sleeping. And then I wake up and it's like, I got to get this out. Yeah, this is what I have to do today.
Have you heard of like a diary or like a journal?
I can't do that.
You got to give me at least 15, 20 minutes to wake up.
Yeah, I'm not as bad in the morning as you guys are. Yeah. Here's the thing with mornings. I don't mind getting up in the morning. What I mind is having to be woken up to like an alarm.
Yeah.
And like just like hitting the ground running and which happens a good amount of time.
Right. I
like the morning if I can get my cup of coffee, sit for like an hour and just like wake myself up and like, leisurely figure out what I have to do for the day. That's a very rare occasion and I relish every moment that I get when I get to do that.
Yeah. I don't even think I don't like them then. I just don't like it. I just don't like mornings.
Yeah. But I know a lot of people that are morning people.
Right. And I think a lot of people listen to us in the morning.
Yeah.
So welcome to Mornings with Uncle Bob's Magic Cabinet. I feel like I have to talk really quiet, and because my body is I'm not awake yet. I'm still wearing my Halloween jams.
I know.
What? I don't care.
You're like, I'm comfy, and that's all I'm saying about it.
Yeah, I've got my slippers on. I've got my coffee. I'm ready to fucking roll.
What you don't have is your usual, like, blanket that's draping over you.
I'm often chilly, okay? Stop shaming me about my blanket. Everyone makes fun of me on the internet. They're like, you look like an old lady with that crocheted blanket. I'm like, f*** off. I'm cold.
Oh my gosh. All right.
So before we jump in.
Oh yeah.
Okay. If you are watching us on YouTube, this is our last recorded version of our episodes that will be posted on YouTube.
Oh, well, I'm glad I dressed up then.
I'm glad you get to see this beautiful morning version of me that will be burned into your retinas. I feel so great and pretty. We're now putting the filmed versions of the episodes onto Patreon. It is now going to be a Patreon perk. So nothing with streaming is changing, so you can still find us on Spotify and Apple and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But if you want to see these gorgeous mugs, which I know you do, they will now be on Patreon.
Yes. And this is also a perk for Fact Check Jake.
Yeah, so, okay. We all know I swear. All right, get over it.
You what?
Get the over it. So now Jake won't have to bleep out my swear words
For YouTube.
for the YouTube version because they're going on Patreon.
Yeah.
So that'll save him about 3 hours of editing.
I have no idea what I'm going to do with all this free time.
I know. You can start another side hustle.
Oh my gosh. Well, but just to be clear, you can still catch all 45 episodes that are already on there. They're staying on there.
Yeah, those are staying on,
Yeah.
but episodes 46 and on, you got to catch them on Patreon, which will be linked, as always, in the show notes.
Yeah.
So there's that. Mm-hmm. And are you ready to get into this?
Girl,
Take a sip of coffee.
I've got my coffee.
You're going to need it.
Am
I
I?
made a whoopsie.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Do tell.
So sometimes, we have like a little board where we write down like, okay, here's the episode plans. Here's the next like 5 episodes we want to do. And sometimes you get to like our recording day or the week that we have to do our research and a topic just isn't hitting right.
Yeah.
Okay. I have some emotional things. I've been very blunt. And so sometimes a topic that I thought would be good triggers me a little bit and I'm like, ooh, I need something else, at least for this week. So that's what happened.
So it was a heavy week and you needed...
It was a heavy week. I needed something light.
You needed something light and,
not serious.
Not so deep.
Not so deep. I didn't want to go deep today. So I was going through my list and I thought, the 1999 rom-com Simply Irresistible. I loved that movie when I was young.
Let me
preface. When I was fucking young. Oh my gosh.
So you revisited. I have never watched this movie.
No, you've never seen it. And when I was like, oh, I could do this one because it's a rom-com, okay? And we put on the trailer. And you were like, oh my gosh, it looks so cute. Yeah, let's do that. And I watched it and I was like, oh, this is trash. This is trash. It might be the worst one I've ever done on this show. I would choose Teen Witch over this, okay?
What?
I said it there. I said it.
Oh, no.
So, but I need everyone to hang on because my lesson is sick.
Killer Diller?
Yes. So
okay, I love it.
I'm going to need you to just drink your coffee.
Drink your coffee.
And bear with me.
Sit back.
If my rundown of the film seems odd and, choppy, it's because the movie, it just makes no sense. Okay, so we're just going to dive in.
Go on in, girl.
Okay, let me swig. Oh my God. I hate myself. Like, I really do. I just don't know how to function in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
I'm alive, I swear. Okay. Are we ready? Simply Irresistible 1999 rom-com. Okay. There's your first
Red flag.
Jake hates a rom-com, so
does.
he's probably thinking like you didn't know this was going to be bad. Okay, it was written by Judith Roberts and directed by Mark Tarlov. Here's the cast.
Go for it.
Sarah Michelle Gellar as Amanda, which is probably why I liked it.
Yeah, we love Sarah Michelle Gellar.
We love her. We love Buffy. It was around the same time, so I was probably like, ooh, Sarah Michelle. Let's jump into this.
Yeah.
Sean Patrick Flannery is Tom.
Oh, from Boondock Saints.
Yeah, we like him.
Right, yeah.
Christopher Durango. No. Durang. You know what? I told you it's going to be a long one. Christopher Durang as Gene O'Reilly. Lawrence Gillard Jr. is Nolan, which, side note, I love the name Nolan.
You do.
I really do. It's like if I ever have a kid.
It's on the list, yeah.
It's on the list. And Betty Buckley as Aunt Stella.
Oh, Betty Buckley.
Okay, here's the tagline of the film.
Oh, no.
which
Should
should have been the second red flag. Magic and laughter are the main ingredients in this simply irresistible love story.
Well, I mean, hey, that doesn't sound
No?
too bad.
Okay,
No.
I read it and was like, oh, the cheese is high. The cheese
Well,
is high.
I mean,
okay.
rom-com 90s.
Yeah, I do love a 90s rom-com.
You do?
It had some moments. Okay, here's the rundown.
Give it to me.
And just hang tight.
I'm going to hang tight.
The story follows Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
She is shopping for her restaurant at a local farmer's market. Okay.
Sounds good so far.
Cute. I believe they're in New York. When a strange man named Gino Riley tries to start selling her a bucket of crabs. He's like, check these out. Don't you want these? She's like, no, I don't know what I would do with crabs. But when she turns around to walk away from him, he's in front of her. So everywhere she turns, he like pops up. And there's like whimsical music playing. So you're supposed to think that he's like magical. Okay. And he's selling her these crabs. So sensing that he is not going to go away, she buys them for $59. I don't know why I thought that was important.
$59?
$59 seems a little steep for a bucket of crabs.
For how many crabs?
Hey,
did she
remember
get?
that crab you brought home last week?
Wonder if he was
I
magical.
wonder if he was magical.
I shouldn't have put him back now.
I know, what the hell. Okay, so she buys the crabs, and one seems a little pesky, and
Yeah.
it runs away. Mm-hmm. And as she's chasing it, she meets Tom, who
Okay.
also happens to be in the restaurant business.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, she's like, that's my crab, and he's like biting his leg. It's ridiculous. It's supposed to be a meet cute.
There was the meat cute, folks.
There's the meet cute.
Yeah.
It was an odd one. Okay, so we're going back to Amanda's restaurant now, which is called the Southern Cross. Yes, like Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Okay.
And Young. Don't forget Young.
I'm sorry, Neil. Didn't mean to leave you out. Okay, the Southern Cross. We learn that it was her mother's restaurant
Okay.
before she passed away,
Oh,
which
sad.
must have happened recently. Yes.
Okay.
She was a great chef. However, Amanda is not.
Not so much.
Not so much.
Okay.
But her and her Aunt Stella are running it to try to keep it, alive. But times are tough. Like I said, Amanda, cook. She can't do it. So she's not getting a lot of people in, and the rent has been raised.
Uh-oh.
So they're going to have to close if something doesn't change. Cue whimsical music.
Okay.
Because now, that magical fucking crab.
Sounds like we have a storyline.
Here's the storyline. All right, we're going to flash forward a little bit. Tom, the guy that
Yeah.
the crab was eating his pants.
Yeah.
Or what? Dear God. Okay.
Eating its pants.
He was like,
Eat my shorts.
eat my pants. TM. Okay. Tom ends up at the Southern Cross. Somehow.
Somehow?
Yes. He was in a cab, and the cab was supposed to take him to a different restaurant, but takes him to the Southern Cross. You want to guess who his taxi driver was?
Who was it?
Gino Riley, the crab dude.
Gino O'Reilly. Is
Oh
he
my God.
related to Bubba O'Reilly, the Who tune?
God. I hate you. It's too early for this. Okay, Amanda is freaking out because she kind of likes Tom, and she told Tom that she was a good cook.
Oh.
And now he has come expecting her delicious crab meal that she said she was going to cook with those crabs.
Never start a relationship based on
I
lies.
know, what the hell? That's your lesson here. If anything, that. But her friend Nolan is like, you know what? Let's get it together and try to cook something with this fucking bucket of crabs that are just sitting here. Nolan. All right. While they're trying to pull the meal together, Amanda starts talking about how she wishes she could cook like her mom. And she kind of gets lost in her thoughts. When she looks down, she has somehow whipped up this gorgeous,
She's manifested this gourmet dish.
yes, this gorgeous crab dinner for Tom. Really fancy, where it
Gourmet.
yes, okay. We've established that I'm not fancy. I've never eaten at a gourmet restaurant. Give me a break. But when it's like a finger food.
Yeah.
And
it's
that's
got
your
a
meal?
drizzle on the plate.
Fucking drizzle and a lettuce leaf. I don't understand. Okay. Tom takes a bite of this meal and is immediately overcome with happiness and what's the word?
Delight.
Sure. Delight, randiness.
Oh, he's feeling
He's
a little randy.
excited. Yes, he's like, ooh, ah. It's really fucking weird. And he's riding high. It makes him high.
Okay.
And he decides to give Amanda his number because that was the best meal he's ever eaten in his life.
Oh, wow.
And remember, 2 seconds ago, girl couldn't cook.
Right.
For
Right.
But now Amanda's feeling inspired and she starts cooking a lot and is actually getting really good at it. Ooh. Every time she cooks a meal, little twinkle sounds play.
Oh, really?
Insinuating that something magical is happening. Okay. She ends up making some pastries and she brings them to Tom. They eat some and they both feel so randy after eating them that there's like a random dance scene with like fog and
Who's dancing?
Her and Tom.
Oh no.
They eat the pastries and they're like, let's fucking dance. This pastry's so fucking good.
A Saturday Night Fever dance, or is it like
it was like a ballroom dance.
Oh,
it's the 90s. Okay, just keep it in your mind.
Yeah,
but it goes on for way too long.
Does it?
Yeah, I'm like, what the is this supposed to be? All right, so long story short, because quite frankly, this movie is pure garbage. Okay, I'm so sorry.
It's a cinematic piece of crap.
Yes, this definitely would. I'm flashing my cinematic piece of crap badge.
Okay.
Amanda and Tom fall in love. Okay. And the Southern Cross starts booming because of the incredible food that Amanda is now whipping up. Okay. But like in all rom-coms, there's a snag, which is why Jake hates rom-coms.
Yes.
That awkward, when there's like a fallout. And you're like, are they going to work through it?
We're not getting together.
I know, but come on now. Tom thinks that Amanda is a witch who has been casting spells on him through her food. Because at one point they're like making out and again getting all randy and they float to the ceiling. And he's like, oh my God, you're a witch. Okay, he's kind of not wrong.
I mean, he's not wrong. Yeah.
You're not wrong. You got some valid points. But then he starts getting a little mean and he says things to her like, get back on your broom and ride, which I'd be like, I'd be like, okay.
Listen here, mister.
Kind of like Queen, get on your bike and ride. Get on your broom and ride. TM. There's a mashup for you.
Oh, yeah, Jake.
Yeah, that was supposed to be an insult, but I would have been like, yeah, okay.
That's right.
But you know the drill. He's spewing out all that, like, you're a witch. Where's your hat?
I'm going to get on my vroom broom.
The vroom broom. Oh, my God. Oh, I love it. Okay. Because Amanda is sad that he was being a bag. Her food starts making everyone sad.
Oh, no.
Okay, so she's crying while she's cooking.
Okay.
And then when the people eat the food, they start crying. You see where I'm going with this? Okay.
That's not good.
No. So we realize that Amanda's feelings are magically going into her food all because of that crab given to her by Gene O'Reilly. It was magical.
Gene. Magical crab.
I think Gene was supposed to be like a Cupid.
Okay.
But you don't see him. That
after he dumps
Tom off at the Southern Cross, you don't see him again. You see the fucking crab.
Wow. Okay.
Plot hole. There is a plot hole.
Bye-bye, Gene.
Goodbye, Gene. So long. All is resolved and Amanda and Tom live happily ever after. Again, there's this weird dance scene at the end.
Okay.
He pulls one of those, and I'm just going to say this, and maybe some other people would like this in a relationship, but he pulls one of those rom-com things where he like buys her a dress and he's like, wear this. Don't tell me what to wear. I hate that. And they're always flattered, like, oh my God, this dress.
Oh my God, you bought me a dress and it fits like a glove.
If I want to wear my fucking Halloween PJs to this dance party, I'll do it. You don't tell me what to wear. Anyway, that's why I would not make it in a rom-com.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, there's like that, she puts on the dress, they go and they dance and they're living happily ever after. And then you see the magical crab in a tuxedo enjoying the dance party with them. And you'd think that I'm joking, but I'm just really, truly not. So
the crab is in a tuxedo.
Yeah, the crab.
How did he get
He's
in
wearing
a
top hat. I don't know. Maybe Gene gave it to him. I don't know what's happening in this movie.
Did he dress himself?
He just randomly appeared and he's like wearing a top hat. Oh, God.
No.
And here's the thing. It would be one thing if they were trying to be like funny with this. That was not the tone. This was supposed to be like a rom-com. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Well, I guess rom-com would insinuate. But
funny.
It was light on the com. Okay. They were trying to go heavy with the rom.
Heavy on the rom, light on the com.
TM. Put that on a t-shirt. Okay. So here are my side notes about the film.
Okay.
There are none. It's bad. I wouldn't watch it unless you're going to, if you're seeking like a cheesy as hell 90s bad romantic comedy, this is the one for you. The writing, I'm so sorry to these people. This is just my opinion. It was bad.
Was it?
It was bad. At one point, Tom kisses Amanda and says, it's sweet and a little spicy. Like about Lordy. Her lips. I'm like, what? It's just bad. There was a lot of that.
Okay.
But my lesson here, I am actually very excited about it. Because you taking a sip of your coffee? How's it taste?
I am. It tastes like nectar of the gods. That's what it tastes like.
Like pure heaven. My lesson is kitchen witchery.
Ooh, I love that.
Which I knew I wanted to talk about because I am not a kitchen witch.
You are not, girl.
I am very far from it.
You are.
But I find it very interesting, and I know that a lot of people identify as kitchen witches, so I wanted to talk about it. And this movie, while it was rough. It was rough. It does lead into this topic very nicely.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I found this website called Wikipedia. Have you ever been on there?
No.
Okay, this is the first time I found it. It has all kinds of cool info, especially for beginners if you're looking. And it was started, and the writer is Dawn Black, who in her bio says she identifies as a kitchen witch. So I got a lot of my info from there because I thought, well, she's a kitchen witch, so she should know.
Yeah.
Okay. Kitchen witch is defined as a witch who focuses her practice in the home and hearth.
Oh, I love that.
Not hearse, which I originally thought that's what it said.
Hearth.
Okay.
Holy.
If you're morbid like me, I'm like, oh, hearse. No, that's not what it says. Hearth, which if you didn't know, like I didn't, I'm going to be blunt, fireplace or area in front of a fireplace.
Yes.
Okay, why are you looking at me like that? F you. I didn't know that. What did I just say? I'm not a kitchen witch.
Oh, my Lord.
That's an old term.
That is an old term. What? Kitchen witch or hearth?
Hearth.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like...
Well, people still say home and hearth. What? No?
Do they? I don't know. Okay, I don't.
Maybe my generation. I don't know.
You're looking at me like, you dumb Okay, so it is used as a symbol of the home because it provides light, warmth, and food. Okay, that's pretty cute. So kitchen witchery can involve working with hearth gods and goddesses as well as specific spells, but does not have to.
Right.
Okay, you can take it like way far or just dabble. The most important aspect seems to be the infusing of the witch's intent into the cooking.
Yes.
Which, that's why I liked this movie for that, because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, if she's sad, that's getting infused into, you know. Often involves herbs, spices, oils chosen specifically based on their properties.
Yep.
Okay, so like lavender for luck, or, you know, so that there is intention behind everything. Generally, kitchen witches are also good gardeners because they use what they grow in their cooking. However, it is not just limited to cooking.
No.
I guess there's where the hearth comes in.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh my God, light bulb. It could include magic in any homemaking activity.
Yeah.
And I thought this was interesting. Tea making is considered kitchen witchery.
Absolutely.
I didn't know this. Again,
Yeah.
I just never identified as a kitchen witch.
What is the best thing over an open hearth? A nice cup of hot tea.
Okay.
Yeah. Or this morning, coffee, right?
Yeah. Just a gallon of coffee. Okay, so here are some kitchen witch tips found from various sources if you are interested in getting into this. Or if you think that you're a kitchen witch, listen up. Okay.
Yeah.
Treat your kitchen like a sacred space. Cleanse it when you can, and if possible, open a window and let in some light.
Yes.
Yes. Lots of kitchen witches set up some sort of altar. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Altar. Have a little more coffee.
You know what?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's night or morning.
Altar. Yeah, I'm really just solidifying that I just can't say words.
No matter what time of day.
Oh my God, not altar. In or near the kitchen. Basically a magical workspace where they place things important to their craft, like crystals, candles, plants, herbs, charms. Okay, treat your kitchen utensils like you would any other magical tools. So they compared like wooden spoons to wands, pots as cauldrons, etc. And take care of them like you would your magical tools. Treat them with love. Keep a book with your recipes in it. It was noted importantly that it is not a part of your book of shadows. This should be a separate book. Yeah. Okay. Intention is very important in my opinion, just like in any other form of witchcraft. Okay.
Right.
You have to set your intention and choose ingredients that traditionally aid in that intention. For a lot of witches, this will come naturally and intuitively. So just trust your gut.
Yeah.
Okay. Visualize your intention while you cook.
Oh, yeah.
Manifest that. Okay. And eat with purpose, which I liked that.
Yeah.
You are taking in the magic and intention that you created.
Right.
I thought that was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is too.
I am not a good cook. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. I can't cook for I don't like it.
No?
No.
No, you're
me-
afraid of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives me anxiety. Like that is not my place, where I practice. But you,
Not your gift.
no, I would consider you a little kitchen witch too.
Oh, yeah.
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 You come alive in there.
I do.
Yeah.
It's very magical, And when you went back to when I make my teas and my blends and stuff, I have like wooden spoons that were handmade by people. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I think it is important to always focus on your intention and definitely be in the right headspace. So I'm sure we've talked about this, but when you were little, to make money so I could be at home with you guys. I made the chocolate and the candy. I think we talked about that in Chocolat, but it was very magical. And it's, it's not when you pour love into whatever you're making, even when I'm making like elderberry syrup, whatever we're making in the kitchen, I don't like to rush.
Okay.
And I like to make sure the time is set aside. Like, I don't want to be doing 15 different things.
You want to focus.
Let me go put that on in the kitchen and let me run and do 10 other things. No, like when I'm in the kitchen, I'm in the kitchen.
You're
and
like devoting time to it.
Yeah, and it's like an all day thing.
I like that. That's very beautiful.
Yeah,
I will say I like to do it with you. Like together. Like as mother and daughter, that just makes, I don't know. There's like something about that because the women in our family, like, we're great cooks and they pass down recipes. And, so I will say that.
Which is definitely magical.
Right.
In and of itself.
Yeah. So in that regard, I guess, I can dabble. But
ancestral kitchen witchery, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's really cool. Okay. So while I was researching kitchen witchery,
yes,
I actually stumbled upon the Kitchen Witch doll. Do you know what this is?
No.
I think you know what it is, but you didn't know this is what it was called because I know that you had one.
Okay.
Okay, so the dolls originated in Europe. I could not seem to find exactly where they began. I was seeing a lot that it was Norwegian tradition and German tradition.
Okay.
Okay, that's what was coming up the most. It looks kind of like a stereotypical witch, long pointy nose, hat, etc., usually riding a broom. But it's actually a poppet, which the difference is that it's a doll used in magic that resembles a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, puppets.
A poppet?
Yeah, I usually make them and stuff them with herbs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jake, pull up a picture of these. And if you're listening, Google Kitchen Witch doll because I guarantee you a lot of people know what I'm talking about, but until you see it.
Oh, yeah,
That's considered okay.
Okay.
Poppets can be bad and good,
Right.
despite how they are usually portrayed, in movies and such. These are considered to be a good luck charm for both the giver and receiver.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
So you are supposed to give someone the gift of a Kitchen Witch doll.
Oh, how nice.
They are said to watch over the home and protect the household from negative energies. And specifically in the kitchen, they are said to keep your pots from boiling over, keep your food from being burned, over-seasoned, prevent disasters. So, like, someone give me a Kitchen Witch doll.
I was going to say, let's get you a Kitchen Witch doll. Then
I need
you won't,
10.
Then you won't be afraid to go in the kitchen.
Yeah, because my Kitchen Witch doll will be protecting me. So I just thought that was a little interesting thing that came up. So, I don't know, get into some kitchen witchcraft. I think it's really cool. I think a lot of people are kitchen witches without even realizing it. You know what I mean? Like you said, like family tradition, like.
Yeah, well, one of the things we used to do when you were little to try to bring you into the kitchen we would make like homemade white pizzas.
Yeah.
And then I would have you take your little bucket and go out to the herb garden and pick the herbs.
Yeah.
And then you'd come bring them in and would wash them and dry them, and then we would make the pizza together.
She would make me tell her, what's this? She'd go, what's this herb? And I'd have to. Meanwhile, I was like looking for butterflies and in the garden.
Yeah.
It was never my jam, but
yeah, but that's, a good, simple, easy way to, everybody has to start somewhere.
No.
That's,
yeah,
that's
I
what
agree. I agree. I really like that you did that.
But it was magical, and I still remember, like those times that we did that.
Yeah.
It was good together time.
Well, I think that's probably why I wanted to talk about kitchen witches, even though it's not how I practice my magic. But like I said, I would definitely, you're obviously a green witch, hedge witch, but I do think that you are also a kitchen witch. But your mom, both of my grandmas, actually, I would consider to have been kitchen witches, because I just always remember them like just really seeming so happy, and
kitchen.
just it was truly magical. So yeah, I think I just think that that's really sweet. So
love it.
get into that. Get a kitchen witch doll. If you want to watch this movie, go for it. I think that they had a really cool idea.
Yeah.
And that's why I still used it, because the lesson, it just fits so nicely. They were...
Execution.
The execution.
Fell short.
Sarah Michelle, you were great, girl. We still love you. But
Yeah.
that's simply Irresistible in Kitchen Witches.
Well, there you go. Well, I love that, though. That was a great lesson.
Thank you. I thought people would like to hear about that.
I like it.
Thank you.
And sometimes you just have to watch a crappy movie.
Yeah, honestly, I needed it. I needed the I was out there giggling at how bad it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes you just need
It was
that.
light, and that's what you needed.
That's what I needed.
I love it.
We don't have enough magical crabs, in the pop culture space. So, wearing tuxedos. So, I'm really glad they nailed that down.
Yeah. That's curious, that choice, for sure. Yeah. All right. So, am I up?
You're up, girl.
All right. Well, what am I talking about today?
Oh, you're asking me?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know what I'm talking about. I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about.
Tell me.
All right. So I decided, because Earth Day is fast approaching.
Yeah.
And, every day is Earth Day. We don't
Yes.
really need to celebrate it on one specific day. But since spring is in the air, I decided to do the Lorax.
Oh, your favorite.
It is my favorite. But I'm not doing the 2012.
You're not?
I'm not doing the 2012 with starring my doppelganger,
Danny DeVito.
and on my mug, Mr. Danny DeVito as the Lorax.
Oh, darn it.
No, that one's cute.
It is very cute.
So I'm actually doing the 1972 animation that was aired on February 14th on CBS.
Nice.
It's only 25 minutes long.
Yeah, it's a short one.
It's a short one, but I love it, and we had it on VHS.
I still do.
And we watch it all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that the animation goes really toward, like the same as the art in the book.
Right.
So obviously based on the children's book by Theodore Geisel, or better known as Dr. Seuss.
I had absolutely no idea
Really?
that was his name.
Really?
No, I've never heard that name before in my life.
Yes. Published in 1971.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they made it right after. That's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to bring up Dr. Seuss for a minute, because obviously I always, dive right into topics when there's controversy brewing.
When isn't there a controversy? Yeah, I mean, you're hearing everywhere that people are canceling him, but in our opinion, that's not what's happening. I
Right.
think that his, team now, obviously he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away.
His team is just taking accountability for some choices that were not great. So
Yeah.
that's all.
Yes.
Accountability is different than canceling.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's what we have to say about that.
Right. And we're talking about the Lorax, and actually this is on the top 100 list for teachers as like a book that they use to teach
I believe it.
environmental issues to
That's
children.
wonderful.
Yeah. So, again, it is an environmental cautionary tale about corporate greed, activism in general,
Okay.
working to make positive changes, and having respect for the environment and all of the living things in it to preserve the planet and ourselves and future generations.
Love it.
So this, I have to start with my own little story, because I always find it interesting if you look back to what, as a child, obviously you don't know.
Right.
But when I was little, once a week we got to go to the library in elementary school, and you could check out one book.
Yeah.
And every week I would check out the Lorax.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm not a huge Dr. Seuss fan. Like, I don't have all of his books. I haven't read all of his books, but I love this book.
Yeah.
And finally, they had to tell me I wasn't allowed to check it out anymore because I had to, leave it for some other kids to get.
Let someone else read it, honey.
Yeah. So I finally ended up getting my own copy. But as you know, I do love the Lorax. I actually have it tattooed right above my heart.
Stop
right?
it. That's very sweet.
Okay. So here we go. A young unnamed boy living in a polluted area visits a strange reclusive man named the Onceler. He lives on the street of the lifted Lorax.
Oh, okay.
He comes to hear the legend of how the Lorax was lifted and taken away, and he has to pay the paltry sum of 15 cents a nail in the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Right?
Okay, cute.
He tells the boy how he happened to the beautiful valley containing the forest of truffula trees. He has been searching for a tree such as these, and he immediately cuts it down and uses the tuft of the tree to promptly knit what he calls a thneed.
A thneed.
Because, it's a thing that everyone needs. And I always thought as a kid, that is the ugliest thing.
Oh.
Like the thneed, like it's weird looking, and who would want that? But
Apparently everyone.
So the Lorax sticks his head up out of the stump of the fallen tree and claims that he speaks for the trees because the trees have no tongues. He is very disappointed at the sacrifice of the tree to create something that seems completely ridiculous.
You.
Yes, exactly. And that no one in their right mind would actually want.
Also you.
Also me. But he is quickly proven wrong when someone promptly purchases it for $3.98. Purchases coffee for $3.98.
Wow.
Which sets the Onceler off on his new career as thneed maker.
Nice.
He builds a factory, calls all of his relatives, and he starts chopping down the trees in the forest to create his in-demand product. And in the process, the carbon footprint soars in what was once a beautiful place. Houses are built for the workers, machines are made to chop the trees quicker, factories are built larger to keep up with the thneed demand. The air becomes polluted, the water becomes polluted, and these folks just dump their trash wherever they please. They're not really, respecting Mother Earth.
Yeah.
So the Lorax appears again to say that the brown barbaloots, who are like small little bears, lived there, and they played and frolicked all day while eating the fruit of the truffula tree, have no food because they're chopping down all the trees, and they have to leave or they will starve. Pleading for the Onceler to rethink his strategy. So the Onceler basically says, I don't give a hoot about the barbaloots.
I just want my coin.
I rhymed.
Okay.
He returns once again. This time, the pollution from the factories is forcing out the swami swams.
Swami swams?
And the humming fish. The Onceler will not be deterred, and the pleas of the Lorax go ignored. And he
you
says,
were really rhyming it up.
Am I?
Okay, yes,
yeah, I didn't even try. And he says he's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, But then we hear the sound of the last truffula tree fall.
Stop it.
Right?
You're going to make me cry.
So without any more truffula trees, there is no...
You can't make your thneed.
There's no more thneed making. They're probably selling them on eBay for $500. So guess what? As any relative would do, they peace out. They're like, hey, you got no more work for me? I'm out of here. And the Onceler is pretty much left alone in all of his factory, and he's now abandoned in this decimated environment.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty sad.
It is very sad. I remember being a kid and be like, oh my God.
The poor Onceler.
No, I didn't care about the Onceler. He was a I was worried about the bears and the fish.
I know. They left.
I know.
Well, that's what I mean. Everybody left.
Right.
Everybody left.
They had to.
I know. But the Lorax is still there. And he looks at the Onceler and he says nothing, but with a sad backward glance, lifted himself up by the seat of his pants and disappeared. Where he last stood is a pile of rocks with a single word that says, unless. The Onceler has pondered the word for many years, trying to figure out what it meant, and it finally dawns on him. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not.
I'm like, see the tears welling up? It
I
makes
know.
me emotional.
I know. And with that, he tosses something down to the boy. It's the last truffula seed, and he tells him to plant it and take good care so the tree will grow and more trees will grow, and then maybe the Lorax and all of his friends will return.
Oh my God.
So I was just a little environmentalist way, way back in the day, but this is one of my favorite books.
Yeah.
So a few fun facts.
Oh, I love a fun fact.
I know. Dr. Seuss published the book just more than a year after the very first Earth Day on April 22nd, 1970.
Oh, okay.
And it was his way of making a statement about environmental issues at the time without sounding like preachy.
Right.
You know. He was experiencing writer's block, and he and his wife went to visit a friend in Africa at the Mount Kenya Safari Club. And it said that he wrote 90% of the book while he was there.
Okay.
So although Dr. Seuss has never come out and said it, it is believed that the Lorax is based on the potus monkey. Who inspired, he kind of looks like the Lorax character.
Does he? Oh,
yes.
I can't wait to Google.
And they actually inhabited the land there
Okay.
that they were visiting.
I see.
So there are a lot of similarities in the face, and the Lorax voice is likened to a sawdusty sneeze, which resembles the potus monkey's wheezing alarm yell.
Oh my gosh, cute. I never considered if the Lorax was based on like an actual animal.
Yeah.
That's
well,
neat.
that's what they said. Like, he's never come out and said that, but the potus monkey was
In the area.
Was
That's
in the
really
area,
neat.
and then that's where he wrote the story.
Right.
And in addition, the plant that makes up 80% of the potus monkey diet is called the whistling thorn acacia, and it resembles the truffula tree.
Oh, cute.
Is what I read.
Okay.
So according to an article by the American Association for the Advancement of Science, they claim that it is a very prophetic example of art imitating life, as the trees have been cut down to make way for progress, and the potus monkey is now a threatened species.
Son of a bitch. Why do people have to ruin things?
I know. So there's a little food for thought there. So my lesson, how is this magical? Other than the mythical creature that talks.
The Lorax.
Who is the Lorax.
Right.
And it led me to an article online because I was thinking, you know, as a witch, that for me, that the environment has just always gone hand in hand
Right.
with being a witch.
Right.
But because we're solitary practitioners, it's like, I don't know, does that chime with everybody? Because, you know, as you kind of talked about last week, it's a nature-based religion.
Right.
So then I stumbled onto a little bit of research, and I came up with some information. The term is called eco-witch.
What? Like
Yeah.
an eco-goth?
Yeah, right. Like you talked about last week. So it's the environmental witch or eco-witch.
Cute.
Right. And so I found this article. It talks about a book called Spiral Dance, which I own and have read, and it's a wonderful book, published in 1979 by a witch named Starhawk.
Okay, love.
Okay. It is about earth-based spirituality and ecofeminism, which is interesting because that kind of covers a lot about what you talked about last week.
Right.
It is said to be the cornerstone of modern witchcraft and used as a blueprint, or as they said in the article, a green print for today's eco-conscious witches.
Go off. All right.
So witchcraft and conservation go hand in hand. And in my opinion, you really can't have one without the other.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So witchcraft invites us to think deeply about both the planet and our place on it,
Yeah.
said Alice Tarbuck. She's a witch based out of Edinburgh.
Okay.
Nature is the central part of the spirituality, encompassing plants, herbs, crops, spell work, medicine, food, and also the wildlife we honor, down to the seasonal calendar we follow, which is the wheel of the year. Nature is sacred, and it is our moral duty to advocate for it.
Yes.
Yes. So Charlotte Haig, a London-based witch, says that it is our ethical imperative to look after the land we inhabit and the materials that we use on it.
Yep.
I could not agree with that more. So a lot of times people ask us, how do you get started?
Yeah.
And how do you just simply begin? And
in what? Witchcraft?
in witchcraft,
Okay.
And so I think, again, our topics kind of,
Coincide.
coincide because a kitchen witch is a great way to start and dabble.
It is.
And feel comfortable using herbs and plants and cooking and weaving some magic in there, but also, being responsible and having a responsibility to Mother Earth.
Yeah.
And, taking care of, the animals, the planet,
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say, like, especially in everything we do. And, like, I don't want to speak for everyone, but like you said, especially like we talked last week about Wicca, it's a nature-based religion. So everything you do, everything you're working with, the magic you are performing, however you want to word it, is with nature and with Mother Earth. So how can you, practice that without trying to protect and honor? And it's just, in my opinion, like the most crucial. Like, you have to be respectful.
Yeah, it really is. And I feel like, part of the power or part of the magic for me is being in tune with the land, with the earth. Like the jewelry I wear is always made from, earth-based things.
Right.
I only like to wear cotton or hemp or, what I mean? I don't like foreign fabrics.
You are an earth baby. I mean, through and through.
So, when you feel that power or that magic from the earth, when I put on cotton or when I, wear something that's made of wood or minerals or whatever, crystals, it's powerful. It's magical.
Well, it's holding that energy.
It's holding that energy of love and responsibility and abundance. So when you go outside, because we are outside a lot and we, walk and we take, hikes and stuff like that. And the amount of trash that I see people just litter.
Right.
And I think, sometimes then that takes away from the power. You know what I mean? Because you're littering and it's a lack of respect. So, to have respect for the earth, you then transfer that respect to yourself and others and animals. And it's just a web. We're all part of a web. We're all intertwined.
All part of the same family.
Yes. So by taking care of the earth, you're taking care of yourself. You're taking care of the animals. You're taking care of the plants. You're taking care of the people that you love. So it just makes sense that it just goes hand in hand.
Right.
So I thought it was, coinciding with the topic of the Lorax, coinciding with Earth Day coming up. Every day is Earth Day, but that is a very magical part of being a witch.
I agree. And I'm excited because I think this next generation that's coming up is really taking environmental issues seriously. And they're really like going for it, which I love to see.
Yeah.
So it gives me hope.
Yes.
So that's beautiful, Laura.
Thank you.
You are the perfect person to talk about this topic. Yeah.
And one little final thing. So when I was in school to be an herbalist, very important, when you even take anything from the earth, you are to leave a gift.
Right.
Or the same, like it just because somebody else litters, it doesn't mean it's not your responsibility. Like if you're walking and you see litter, just pick it up.
Right.
Because you're leaving that space in a better place than you found it.
Yeah.
And, so you always leave a gift. You always leave the space better than you found it. And that is magic, folks. That's magic.
That is magic. Laura, thank you for that.
Yeah, I loved our little topics today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think both of those, like if you are looking to get into witchcraft, those are both two very good places to start.
Absolutely.
Well, up top.
Yes.
That was a very important lesson that we haven't touched on yet, and I'm really glad you.
Yeah.
Because
you
need that reminder for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, with that, it's time for Killer Quotes of the Week.
It is.
Dun-na-na-na, dun-na-na-na.
Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. All right, mine is ridiculous as you could. I hate to follow up your beautiful lesson with the most ridiculous thing, but my movie was not great. Take my crabs, Amanda, is what Gene O'Reilly kept saying to her. Take my crabs. And I was like, oh my God. So that's my killer quote of the week. Take my crabs.
Take my crabs. Lovey, lovey, lovey.
Lovey, lovey.
Lovey, lovey. It's better than dost thou want to churn?
Wouldst thou like to churn? I'm putting that on a t-shirt. People requested it, and I'm going to do it.
Oh my gosh. So my killer quote is a very simple, and it's, I am the Lorax, I speak for the trees.
I love it so much. I always say that you are the little Lorax. Seriously.
Oh, I know. I just have always loved that book. Again,
Very
tattooed
fitting.
above my heart.
With the word unless.
With the word unless underneath it.
You're
Yes.
just the cutest thing that's ever existed. All right. Well, that wraps up another episode.
Yes.
Oh my God. Episode 45. Whoa.
In the books.
That's crazy.
That is. And hey, we didn't do bad for morning.
No, hey, that wasn't too bad. I messed up some words. What else is new?
Yeah,
I
nothing.
choked on some coffee. Almost died, but we made it. We're here.
That's right.
All right. We'll see you next week, guys.
We'll see you next week. TTFN.
Cut, print, check the gate. Moving on.